I'm Johnny Vegas, and you're listening to Cop Talk with Dunk. And all you other Liverpool sites, just stop embarrassing yourself, alright?
Yo, what up? This your boy Smooth, straight from New York. You're listening to Cop Talk Podcast. Remember this, you never walk alone, but if you fuck with us, you walk with a limp.
Alright guys, how's it going? It is a Friday, the 22nd of September 2023, and you're listening to the Cop Talk Podcast. That's right. How's it going, guys? You alright? Hey, Lask 1, Liverpool 3. What's that all about, eh? Eh? Nice one. Hey, listen, right? I am interested in this competition at all, right? But I want us to win it. And I know that there were many negatives surrounding last night. You know, a lot of people talking about, the difference between the first, choice players and the second choice and all that. It's massive. It's massive. I get it. I understand it all. But we won, all right? And that's all I am bothered about. And normally, I would be like, normally I'd have just like one eye on the game, probably spend more time reading my phone during the game, but I was actually quite into it last night. I'm sorry, but I don't like the kit. that's the most important thing I want to say to you today. I don't like that kit, man. I'm sorry. I'm sure many of you young pups do, but I don't know. I'm more about Liverpool playing in a nice yellow or white or even grey, I'm not really keen on that fucking thing. But that doesn't matter, does it, guys? And I guess we can take a look at some things from the game. Now, I did put a video out, a very brief video after the game, just to see what people thought of the game. But last night, obviously, we had the concerns over Ryan Gravenberch, his injury. Jurgen Klopp, however, said after the game, he told me he had a cramp. I think that makes sense, absolutely. It was his first start for a long while, I think. So, and that's been followed up again, since then, with basically the same kind of feedback. So I'm sure during today we will hear more about that. So let me have a look, see if there's anything sometimes I think, do we really want to talk about the previous game? It's history now, and I'm sure that every single thing that I could bring, to the table now, you're going to go, I already know that, or I've heard that, but let's see what the boss said, right? Let's focus on that. After the win, he said, I'm pretty sure the boys would have thought there was nothing good from the first half, but that's not true. We had good moments, and that's what we showed, and besides that, we could start getting back into the game again, and we had a good chance to turn it around, and that's what we did. And I'm really happy because I knew it would be difficult. It was difficult. We won it. Well deserved. That's it. And that's my kind of attitude with this, guys. Maybe there was some bits, a few negatives in there, but we won it. Well deserved, and that's it. Right, so fantastic. On his 50th European winners, the Liverpool manager, he said, "Let me say it like this: if I have still 50 after the group stage, then I'm still the most successful Liverpool manager in this regard, and everybody will hate the fact. It's nice. We played quite a lot of games in Europe. It's good that we won that many. We have qualified for 4 finals. It's great, but probably it's because in European competition there are just much more games than in the past. I'm pretty sure that's the reason." Now, on the promising performances from Liverpool's youngsters, he said if we would have used Ben Doak a little more often, giving him the ball, I think he would have got the ball more times on the touchline and passed the ball inside or whatever. Stefan Bajcetic found a way into the game after a difficult start, but we caused the problems, obviously, with the timing of our passes. Ryan, Gravenberch, played a super game in really difficult circumstances and was really decisive for us. Konate could get 80 minutes, I think. Stefan could get minutes. So there were so many positives, and I'm really happy about that. And I would agree with that. I really would. Here's some key stats before we move on. Liverpool have won each of the 4 games in which they have gone behind in all competitions this season. which is 4 games behind, as many times as they managed in the whole of the 2022-23 campaign, which was 25 games behind. Mo Salah, as Fabrizio Romano would shout on ball, has scored 42 goals in major European competition for Liverpool, the joint most of any player for an English club, level with Thierry Henry for Arsenal. Salah has either scored or assisted in each of his last 12 games in all competitions for Liverpool, his outright best run of games with goal involvements for the Reds. At 17 years, 314 days old, Ben Doak became the 3rd youngest player to start a European match for Liverpool after Raheem Sterling and Michael Owen. All 5 goal involvements for Luis Diaz in European competition for Liverpool have come away from home. 4 goals and 1 assist. Okay, so I think we should move on from the game, because I'm sure that you go to your outlets, after the game. Maybe you watch the television coverage, listen to the post-match analysis, maybe the radio, maybe you're reading things this morning. I think we don't want to over-focus on that. Now, next up is a Premier League fixture against West Ham on Sunday at home at Anfield. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know about you. Right, you're maybe thinking, we're all looking forward to it. No, because I tell you what, guys, it's football for me, the top flight game, and in particular following Liverpool, in recent times has been a bit, sometimes like a bit depressing. And what I mean by that is when you're doing what I do, and your life is Liverpool, right? And listen, all right, I could be doing a lot worse things in life, trust me. But what I mean, I love what I do. But what I mean is when you wake up first thing in the morning and the first thing you talk about is Liverpool, the messages, the emails, the content all day, the interaction with all of you lovely people, you're amazing people, right? And it's the last thing you do at night. And you do that every day of the week. You can't escape any negativity when there is some, right? So like if from a fan's point of view, I'm sure you jump on your social media or a website or a YouTube channel, you listen to your podcasts like this, whatever, and when it's too much, you go, fuck that, I can't be doing with it. And you get on and do your other things. You know what I mean? Me, I'm stuck listening to everyone moaning and fucking groan, and it pulls me down. So then I get to the point where I'm like, do you know what? I really couldn't give a shit what Liverpool are doing this weekend. And maybe you will never understand that. But at the moment, I'm feeling really positive about things. I don't know if that's because I'm limiting my interaction on Twitter, because I lost my account on Twitter. And I was never really engaged in the football community, if you like, on there. It wasn't for me. It's too much toxicity, and I just find it a bit of a drain. But still, things would come up, like people that I follow would retweet things, and I'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake, like people arguing and fighting. And, we even had on the Cop Talk VIP members website this summer people arguing with each other, which is unheard of. And it just brings you down, guys. But at the moment, I'm feeling positive. Like, I'm actually watching a fucking Europa League game against Lask. Do you know what I mean? And finding positives from it. And I'm already looking forward to the next game. And I'm sure you don't understand what I'm talking about. I know some of you, like Adam Naylor, for example, that's emailed in today. He's got a YouTube channel. I bet he would understand a little bit of what I mean. Because when it pulls you down, it's like, oh, for fuck. But at the moment, guys, I'm enjoying it. So, be warned. Do not bring any FSG out conversations to me. It doesn't mean that my opinions have changed about the ownerships, or that I do not agree with you or align with you on certain opinions. But it's kind of pointless. As some people, these people now, they'll be going, what do you mean it's pointless? It's not fucking pointless. Well, it is, because nothing's going to change because of what you think or what I think. So, me, I'm focusing on the football. I'm focusing on the positives. There are a lot of positives in that squad at the moment. And I'm not naive either, guys. I know it can go pear-shaped at any time, but I'm enjoying it. And I want it to stay that way. So I won't be having any negative conversations until we really need to have them. All right? So, what shall we... I mean, to be honest with you, when I look at like the Liverpool FC news roundup the day after a game, like on the Echo website, for example, then it's going to be all about that game. I'm scrolling down the page, and it's all about the game, as you can imagine. I don't know if there's any transfer. Oh, yes, there is actually. I was just thinking. I saw this on the BBC earlier. The Echo touched on it as well, and it says Liverpool have reportedly been joined by Juventus in the battle for Kefren Thuram. That's according to 90 Min, who claim that Bayern Munich, PSG and Tottenham also remain interested in the 22-year-old. Now, obviously, we were heavily linked with this kid. I still think there is some interest there. It's 90 Min, though, so you're not going to pay attention to that. I'm reading it out because it's a claim and it's not for me to tell you what to listen to and what not to. But I personally don't listen to what they say. It could be genuine, you know what I mean? But I think it's a website that is that exists to generate revenue, and its sole intention is to whip up a frenzy. Does that make sense? So anyway, I do still think that we are interested in this player. However, the Liverpool Echo, listen to this. They've said they've put that's accord instead of according, they've put acroding, ACCRODING. Well, you're allowed to make a typo, aren't you? However, it then says WOP claim. Instead of who claim, it says WHOP. WOP. PSG add Tottenham, not and. So it says that's according to 90 Min, WOP claim that Bayern Munich, PSG add Tottenham also remain interested in the 22-year-old. Someone called Jake Bayliss. I think Jake must have still been asleep when he posted that. Casado's agent has hinted that Liverpool were always unlikely to sign his client. Right? Andrea Pellegatti has been quoted by Sport Italia as saying it was finalised in the last few hours, but the boy only wanted Chelsea, who had started to show their interest consistently since January, which they did. Very strange that Liverpool went in for him, don't you think? I don't know. You know, at the time, we know that John Henry intervened, right? Do you remember that? We're not going to go over all that again. And I know a lot of people, especially the FSG out people, the FSG out squad, they think that it was just, Liverpool knew they couldn't get him and that's why I don't believe that kind of fantasy, right? Do you know what I think? I think that John Henry did get involved because he thought or saw riches from Saudi Arabia. Is it Saudi Arabia? I've already forgot what it's called. Yeah, Saudi Arabia probably, right? And I think that he was like, look, we get him in, right? The fans will be mega happy. We spent a fortune, but we're going to get at least double that. So that's why I think that crazy bid went in for Casado. I wonder if you agree with me. podcast@coptalk.com. Right. On the Liverpool Echo website, it says, good morning. And I want to follow up to, it's turned out nice again. Anyway, right. So I'm in a good mood today. Can you see what I mean, guys? Like normally, you know what I'm like when I've done the podcast for ages, you take that as Dunk's fed up. Right? There's nothing to talk about, or it's the same shite. Do you know what I mean? And someone replied yesterday on the VIP members website, and let me just see if I can find this comment. It's someone that understands me a little bit. Oh, here we go. Navid, he says, because I posted something yesterday called Positivity, right? And I won't read it all out. And he's put, lovely post, Dunk. This is Navid. He says, I've known you for well over a decade, and I know what triggers you into keeping a low profile when arguments turn into pettiness. Hey, we've all done it in our time here, me included. I recall Dunk telling me to calm down, Tiger, after a tete with another poster many years ago, and I took that on as good advice. But we have to grow up sometime, and the way to deal with stress and passion is to have other outlets. Family, laughter, music, other sports, and he's put, I'm into NFL big time, which gives me another outlet from football chat when it becomes too stressful. Good on you, Dunk. Here's to another decade of friendship. Cheers, ramble over. And I really like that post, because that shows me that people understand. He knows what triggers me into keeping a low profile. So I'm back. I'm on the members website every day, but sometimes I don't really participate too much. But that's my home, and I would love it if you would join me on there. It's the biggest way of supporting my content and the things that I do, and it's an amazing community. It really is. So what else can we do? I mean, let's have a look here. Is there anything? We're not going to talk about the game anymore because that would be rather foolish. Let's have a look. Right. No, we're just going to look at what's in the the mainstream media today. Let's have a look at this, and then we'll see that email from Adam. Oh, right, here we go. The Athletic, Crystal Palace are expected to open initial talks about a new contract with 25-year-old England winger Eberechi, is that it? Easy, whose current deal runs until 2025. The Stars say Manchester United are willing to sell England winger Jadon Sancho, who they bought for £73 million from Borussia Dortmund in a cut price deal in January. The Telegraph say Tottenham are to trigger an option in 31-year-old South Korea forward Son Heung-min's contract, which will extend his deal by a further year until 2026. Cracking player, that, right? In Spain, Bayern Munich will compete with Real Madrid to sign Chelsea captain and England fullback Reece James next year. Fabrizio Romano, he says Chelsea defender Trevor Chalobah is set to leave the club in January, with the 24-year-old English defender keen on a move to Bayern Munich after rejecting Nottingham Forest. ESPN say Barcelona boss Xavi has agreed a one-year contract extension until 2025 in a deal which has the option to be extended by a further 12 months. 90 min, Juventus have joined Liverpool, PSG, Bayern Munich and Tottenham in the race to sign 22-year-old France midfielder Kefren Thuram. The Express, Arsenal, Chelsea and Manchester United are interested in Norway and Club Brugge winger Antonio Nusa, with the 18-year-old valued at around 30 million. Fabrizio Romano, former Bayern Munich manager Julian Nagelsmann, 36, is close to reaching an agreement to become the new Germany manager. He's been banging on about fucking Nagelsmann and Germany like every hour for what seems like an eternity. Honestly, I don't know. He gets right on my tits sometimes. He's good. He's good with his news. There's no doubt about that. You know, I've spoke before about some of his contacts. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it, but he does milk the fuck out of it, doesn't he? He's making a few bob, that fella, guys. He's making a few bob. Caught offside, Liverpool are ready to contact the representatives of Spain midfielder Thiago and Cameroonian defender Joel Matip, who are both 32, to discuss new deals. Both players are out of contract next summer. See, how do they know that Liverpool are ready to contact? What do you know what I mean? Like, Liverpool did go, right, we're ready now. Are you ready? Yeah, we're ready. You all ready? Yeah, we're ready. Pick the phone up then. I mean, like, what? So we're ready, but we're going to do it tomorrow. We're ready. We're ready. We all ready? Yeah, we're all ready. When should we do it? We'll do it tomorrow. And then they can report tomorrow that we've approached. What? You don't talk a load of shite, guys. Telegraph, Belgium striker Romelu Lukaku, I like him, you know. Split from representatives Rock Nation shortly after the 30-year-old moved to Roma on loan from Chelsea this summer. When I say I like him, I've watched a documentary about him. I don't know if it was on Prime. It's probably Netflix. And I liked him because he looked after his mum. You know, I like people like that. Football Insider, a number of Premier League sides, including Wolves, Everton and Nottingham Forest, are ready to make a move for Mikel Antonio if the 30-year-old Jamaica striker fails to agree a new deal with West Ham. He needs a good slap him, doesn't he, guys? I mean, he's like, you know what I mean? He's like, I don't like, he's always commenting about Liverpool in here, it feels that way. Standard, Fulham manager Marco Silva admits he cannot control where Portugal midfielder Palhinha's future lies, amid reports that Bayern Munich will pursue a deal for the 28-year-old in January. The Guardian, Tottenham have parted company with chief scout Leonardo Gabbanini prior to the club's anticipated appointment of a new sporting director. Sport, I wish it was a Daily Sport. Barcelona, well, actually, I guess that this is the Spanish publication, isn't it? Barcelona will prioritise a contract extension for Netherlands midfielder Frenkie de Jong, despite the 26-year-old's current deal not expiring until 2026. And finally, 90 min. They say Barcelona President Joan Laporta says the club's financial recovery will be complete sooner than expected. Oh, yeah. I wonder what the financial situation is there with them at the moment. I mean, I haven't read about that for a while, you know, so I couldn't tell you. Okay, shall we have a look and see what Adam's got to say? He's a good lad, is Adam, isn't he? He says, all right, Dunk, quiet, isn't it? What was he called? Piero Hincapié. Someone said Hincapié. I said Handicapié. We're just going to call him Piero. He said, Played for all them massive clubs that you pronounce fantastically. Fantastic. Is he taking the piss, Adam? So I was wondering if you had any thoughts on the old James Pearce stuff. Now, I can't remember any article where Klopp would go mad. And the way he said, maybe give your own opinion instead of a source, had me in fucking stitches. The Costas article too, he put it up on The Athletic about offering him a new deal, then later that day it was gone. I wonder if that was it. Anyway, mate, I have no idea how the top Reds do it. They just jump on anything. Glad you had a great birthday, lad. YNWA Adam. Thank you, Adam. Adam did get me a beer for my birthday as well. I always remember people that do that for me. Adam, of course, has got a YouTube channel all about Liverpool Football Club. It's the only YouTube channel I would ever grace with my time. I like Adam. I think he's great, and he does not, like he's saying there, just jump on anything. Adam will talk. It's the same. He's the same as me. You know, he's like, no, talking to something worth talking about. And I always think you can put more credibility into people like that, because these ones that are doing these, is it Twitter Spaces or, you know, these live streams every single day of the fucking week. No one's that fucking obsessed with Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? It's just they're making coin. And unfortunately, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think, like, you've heard me on a podcast this week. It might have been the last one. I can't remember. And I don't think I did one yesterday because it's just, I can talk to you about something every single day of the week. But imagine if I was turning out content to you, or Adam was, and you're like, oh, today we're going to talk about this link. And at the end of it, you go, but we know it's a load of shite. It's like, well, what did you fucking mention it for then? You know, I mean, all right, sometimes you got to dismiss some things. But if an entire episode or an entire video is 3 or 4 transfer links that day and it's all nonsense, and I question why people are bringing it to your attention. So you can trust Adam, he's good. Anyway, yeah, Klopp did at the press conference, didn't he? He had another go at Pearce. I'm enjoying this Klopp versus Pearce thing, because that, if ever anyone's need putting in their place, it's James Pearce, innit? And I don't dislike him as a human being, as Brendan Rodgers would say. You know, I'm sure he's a really nice guy, but I just find him very condescending and very patronising. You know, there are people out there that are very passionate about FSG out, and he incites them. And you know, he writes an article about the planes going over Anfield, speaks to the top Reds, that, you know, people that would consider them top Reds, about why, you know, what's your opinions on this, but doesn't even speak to the other side. How is that, you know, like an assessment of the FSG out people? And even in that article, I believe he said, you know, I don't even know who organised the plane. Well, I know who organised the fucking plane. You know, you're a journalist. You're supposed to go out there and find that stuff. You can't just write about stuff or talk about stuff in podcasts and videos, just stuff that you agree with. Do you know what I mean? You can't do that, guys. It's not right. And I think it says a lot about him. So for as long as Jurgen sticks the boot into him, then I'm going to be happy with that. I just like people that are, you know, like, are honest, and, you know, maybe he doesn't agree with the FSG out, you know, people flying planes over Anfield. I find it a bit difficult, to be honest with you. I don't like it, but at the same time, I also understand why they do it. But it's not. If you're a journalist, don't forget, professional journalist, you know, then surely your job is to seek out the opinions of both sides and try not to influence your own bias into that. And if you're writing an article about the FSG out movement and don't speak to a single person, what the fuck is that all about? So go on, Jurgen, give him a good kicking. Virtual kicking, obviously. And Adam is right. They do just jump on anything these top Reds said. I don't know. See, this is where I start to go, oh, God, you know, I can't be doing with them, honestly. But you won't go wrong if you follow Adam. So, thank you for that, Adam, my man. Well, we're on 23 minutes. Not bad, considering there's fuck all to talk about. Let's have a look. What date's that? 22nd. That's today. There's nothing. There's nothing. To be honest with you guys, that I'm going to patronise you with. So I'm going to give a shout out to the squad. I'm looking at the. We have what's called a shout box on the VIP members website, and I'm just looking at what the guys are talking about, just to see if there's anything interest for you. So what I want to do is we're going to give a shout out to the people that support this podcast, the podcast, and these people are exceptionally important. They're not taken for granted, and I can assure you that this podcast would not be here if it wasn't for every single one of these people. So you better show some love if you ever see them online. Right, let's have a look. Where are we up to? There we go. Right. Let's click that round there. Supporter. How do we do it? There we go. Right, let's give some love. Okay. So, you can support this podcast by going to www.coptalkpodcast.com. And for the cost of a coffee or a beer, whichever way you want to look at it, right, once a month, you can have the adverts removed. You don't have to listen to the adverts again. If you are on this list and you're still listening to adverts, you're doing something wrong, you need to go to patreon.com. You need to log in there and listen to the podcast via that website, or download the Patreon app, which is the most sensible idea, and then you get these episodes completely ad-free. And you also get the private episodes when we do them, you know, sometimes when things are a little bit too sensitive, you know. So, www.coptalkpodcast.com if you want to join the squad. First of all, collectively, I'd like to give a shout-out to those of you that are on the old fan legacy tier. It's not available anymore, but some of you are still taking advantage of that. I do appreciate the support. Okay, so let's start with the supporters. We have Ricky Harris, Liam Buckland, we have James Braid, we have Hillary, we have Wayne, Vincent, Tom, Simon, Phil, Mark Bingley, we have Jimmy, we have Jamie, we have Harry, we have Hamza, Glyn, and we have Aaron. We then have the members. Okay, we've got Dale Baker and Craig Halford, for example. Tyler Dean Williams, Paul MC, Matt Meeker, James Lee, Jack Rudgley. We have Clint, we have Big Wave Dave, and Andrew Evans. And then we have the legends, Michael Couchman, John Watt, David Sutcliffe, and Adam Naylor himself. And listen, guys, I'm so grateful for your patience during what's been a few quiet months. Maybe I was going to say weeks, but it's probably months. But I am trying to, churn out new content for you as often as possible. It's Friday. I doubt there'll be anything tomorrow. I like to do the episodes Monday to Friday, to be honest with you. So, yeah, that's it. I'm very grateful to the squad. I call it the squad, okay? And these people deserve a nod of appreciation. www.coptalkpodcast.com if you'd like to join those lovely people. Okay, guys, I genuinely think that's it for today. I'm just going to give one more refresh to see if there's anything on there that we should be talking about that's come out while we've... No, not really. It's all to do with the match last night. So, let me just do one more thing. Un momento, por favor. I just want to look at the football fixtures. It's the UEFA Women's Nations League today. Fantastic. Let's have a look. Premier League on Saturday. Palace, Fulham, Luton, Wolves, Man City, Forest, Brentford, Everton, Burnley, Manchester United. And we have on Sunday Arsenal, Tottenham. There's a game for you. Brighton, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Villa, Liverpool versus West Ham, and Sheffield United versus Newcastle United. And looking at the Premier League table after 5 games, we have Man City top. We have Tottenham in second, Liverpool a third, and Arsenal fourth. However, Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal all on 13 points. So City remain the team to stop. Tottenham and Arsenal started well, and but Liverpool have 2, and I'm not saying I'm surprised. I just think that the summer was so negative that it was just like, oh my God, I think we're going to struggle, But we haven't heard anything to do with Boy George recently, have we? The sporting director. Very quiet on that front, guys. Keep your eyes and your ears open. I think we'll hear something about that soon. All right, guys, listen. Thanks ever so much. If you want to support the podcast, you know what I do, coptalkpodcast.com. You might think, it's just a coffee. But, hey, collectively, it really helps. And if you want to make my day, then become a Cop Talk VIP member by going to coptalk.com, and you'll see the blurb on the right, I think. Okay, guys, take care. Have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget, I'll be streaming on YouTube tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. UK time, www.coptalk.tv. Things are a little bit different now to enable us to play music without copyright infringement. you will have to go to another website, coptalk.party, to then start the live feed, and then you can pop the video out and drag it over where the normal feed would be, if that makes sense. So we use the chat room on YouTube, but you do have to pop out the feed to listen to the audio and watch the video. It's a piece of piss. A couple of people struggled with it last week. If you don't see an option to pop out the video, just go to the bottom right corner. If you don't see it, tap the screen once if you're on a mobile phone, and you'll see the picture-in-picture option. You just click that, and then you can browse back to YouTube. You can rearrange the stream, the video, and it just means that we don't have the problems of having to restart the stream all night. Last time we did it, last Saturday, we had a stream from start to finish, one stream all night. It was fucking brilliant. So I'd love to see you on there if you've got nothing else better to do with your life. All right, guys, I'm going to go and record a Dunk Knows Best podcast now, I think. Yeah, why don't you listen to that? It's all right over there, We've got the Dunk Knows Best podcast. I might go live on YouTube this afternoon. I might actually do that, set it up so people have to pop out that other stream, to see if they get them in the hang of it, see if they can get the hang of it. Listen, you have a great weekend, and I will be back with you here on Monday, providing nothing goes wrong. I hate tempting fate, mate. Do you know what I mean, guys? I'll see you on Monday, then boom, fucking car crash. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see. Have a great time, guys, and thanks for listening. And remember, all right, not everyone's in a position to support the podcast by becoming a patron. I understand that. But what you can do is you can email podcast@coptalk.com. That costs you nothing. Your opinions are important, and we want to hear them. Have a great weekend, guys. Take care.